Hey, good afternoon. My name is Ross Nova, running for governor of Minnesota on the Republican Party. Welcome to the War Room Kitchen, where we talk about real issues that matter to you. That being said, I got another legislation proposal. It's called the Sports Act. The whole purpose of this is to make sure males stay in males, females stay with females. That's simple. Well, let's go ahead. The purpose of this legislative findings, the legislature finds the biological difference between male and females are real, objective, and relevant in athletic competitions and personal privacy. Sex separation sports teams, locker rooms, restrooms protect fairness, safety, dignity, and equal opportunities, particularly for women and girls. Because we've seen guys change sex to female and they dominate and break records, and that is not fair. And that shouldn't even be happening. That we shouldn't even be talking about that. The purpose of this act is to provide clear, objective, enforceable standards governing athletic participations in sex-designated facilities in the state of Minnesota. So let's talk about definition, shall we? Because that's what matters. Biological sex means the classification of a person as male or female based on reproductive biologically present at birth, including sex chromosomes, XX female, XY for male, and non-ambiguous internal and external reproductive anatomy. Biological sex shall not be based on gender identity, sex identification, or subjective belief. Male means person of biological sex typically associated with XY chromosomes. You can't change that, period. I don't care what lipstick you put on, you're still a male. Female means person of biological sex typically associated with XX chromosome. Boy means male with minor students. Girl means female with minor student. School includes public schools, charter schools, school district, public institutions. Athletic team participations. Athletic teams designated for males, man or boy, shall be limited exclusively to students of the male biological sex. In other words, XY. Athletic teams designated for female, women, or girls shall be limited exclusively to students of the female biological sex. No school, athletic association, or governing body may permit a student of one biological sex to compete on a team designated for the opposite biological sex. Any out-of-state student seeking to compete in Minnesota shall participate based on biological sex at birth, including the XX or XY standard. This section does not apply to intramural sports, recreational or for fun activities, or physical education classes. Exceptions shall be not be used by bypass sex separation rules in competition athletics. Locker room and changing field facilities. It's going to pretty much be the same. Locker rooms, changing rooms, and shower facilities designated for males shall be used only by males. Locker rooms for changing rooms, shower facilities designated for females shall be used by females only. No individual shall be required to share facilities with a member of the opposite biological sex. Biological. Man, my accent. It definitely stumbles. Public and school restrooms. Restroom designated for males or females shall be used only by the individuals of the corresponding biological sex. So if you're XX, you can only go in female. If you're XY, you can only go in male. This section applies to public schools, public colleges and universities, government buildings, and school athletic facilities. Reasonable accommodations. This act does not prohibit single occupant restrooms, family restrooms, or other non-shared facilities. Accommodations should not require shared use of sex designated spaces. Enforcement. School and governing bodies shall adopt policies consistent with this act. Any provision of this act is held invalid. Such invalidity shall not affect the remaining provisions. So, the whole point of this Sports Act is to separate males from females in sports. I've seen way too many males putting on lipstick, saying they're females, and competing in female sports, dominating them completely, as in like destroying them, destroying records, state records that some of the women have worked almost their entire life, up to that point anyway, to set records, to be the best of the best. And we should take pride when women, real women, XX, break records, because they're pushing boundaries. But when you have a male putting lipstick and breaking records, it's not the same. Now, if you want to create a third category for competition, by all means, go for it. We'll have a third category. So if a female wants to transition into male, that person can be in a third category. If a male wants to transition into female, that can be part of that third category. They can compete against each other. That's fine. Do that. But but when it comes to female and male, they should stay separated. Unless there's intramurals or other activities that's just for fun, right? If you're coming from out of state and you identify as a female, a guy identifying as a female playing in the female sports, you will sit out. And you have to also notify the team that you're playing against that, hey, we have a biological male and female, and that person will sit out. Period. That's where I stand with the whole male and female. I think it's ridiculous. Actions have consequences. That's something that's very simple, yet people kind of overlook it. Just because you feel and make the decision to change, there's consequences in the actions that you take. You cannot expect people to bow down to you because you made a decision that changes your body, and expect everybody to give you a standing ovation in a way. Roll out the red carpet. Oh yeah, we'll allow you to do this. We'll accommodate you. And we'll go out of our ways to accommodate you. Despite that, it was you as an individual made that choice. By making a choice, there's consequences with that. There's a lot of laws that pander to people that make choices where they kind of remove the consequences off the table. And they make the whole state, the whole community to change. Not allowing a person to face the consequences, because I bet you if that was it Leah Thompson, that male swimmer who took last place, changed sex, and took first place in female swim team, I bet you if we told her no, just because you change your sex does not mean you can compete with females. I bet that's the consequences. Like, you can't expect us to say, oh, we'll open the doors. Yes, jump in with the female team. No. And that will make them realize, oh, maybe I made a mistake, or the consequences are too great that I will maybe revert back or something. Just like a tattoo. If you put a tattoo on there and it's SpongeBob. You have to live with the consequences. And by that, you may have to spend a lot more money, 3, 4, 5 sessions to remove that tattoo. And there will be scarring. That's just how it is. Actions have consequences, and we have to live by them. Your choice, your action, your consequences, take ownership of it. Don't force it upon other people to change to pander to you. Just because you say, oh, I'm they, them, does not mean that you should force other people to accept that and call you that. Because how the hell, excuse my language, are we going to know how you identify they, them, she, they, her, z, whatever, the crap. Just because you want to be called something does not mean people have to bow down and call you by that. So that's where I stand with the whole sports, males and females. Keep them separated, and maybe we should change even driver's licenses XX and XY, to make it clear this is not feelings, this is genetics. Ross Nova, shooting forward, brighter, bolder, for a better tomorrow. Thank you.